Hello and welcome in. I am Miss Kinghorn, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we are doing a build for Ninsta's Cyberpunk build challenge in The Sims 4. Now for this we have 4 themes. The Cyber Lab. In a world where intelligent robots and AI are taking over, build a laboratory where they are created or repaired. Will the robots coexist with the Sims, or will they take over? A seedy motel. This rundown building has seen better days, but contains the essentials at a cheap price. Build a seedy drive-in motel located in a bad part of town. A grunge alley. At night, you might find yourself down a dark, narrow street. What buildings do you find there? A convenience store? A bar? Build a grungy street and fill it with anything you want. Or finally, a neon high-rise. Build a flashy building that offers a clean yet futuristic vibe. Build an apartment complex that plays with neon lights to create the interesting and wow factor. Now, this has got to be uploaded to the gallery by the 1st of July. And they are going to be toured on her Twitch stream on the 2nd. Uploaded with Ninsta's Cyberpunk. So, you might have been able to see by the screenshot. The thumbnail of today, what we are building. We are going for a motel. Now, this isn't really something it's not my style, it's not my kind of what I would normally build, so this is a little bit off of what I normally do, but the wonders that are Pinterest and then Google actually have been a godsend for this one, because I feel like doing something a little bit different and a little bit, why not? So that's what we're doing. We are actually doing it in Oasis Springs, so not necessarily a bad part of town. This is on, I believe it's on Johnny's lot, like the trailer house that he has there. It's on that lot, which I think is a 40 by 30, so it's a decent sized lot, which I thought would be fine for this build. We've got plenty of space into here, and you can always see I'm getting the kind of foundations, kind of the basics in. So we have this sort of asphalt kind of drive area on one side, and then a bit more of a pedestrian kind of drive, sort of walkway on the other. And then we are using these sort of boards that are from Strangeville. There is a lot of Strangeville in this build, I've got to be fair. You'll see a lot more of that coming later on, but these work perfectly as kind of like a fencing going all along the side into there. And now we're just going to pop in the parking bays on this side as well, just to make it a little more interesting, and thought let's go all the way up to the edge into there. So we have all of this in here, just have a nice zigzag, and I don't know why we can't go the other way around with them. It makes no sense, but then this is The Sims, so whatever does make sense. So trying to get those to go in there and all the way along the top. We do get a lot of rubbish and things like that. I have sadly had to cut out a lot of today's video because I recorded too much, I guess you could say. I had around about 4.5 hours of raw footage, which basically means I could have kept it all in and just sped it up super fast, and yeah, but if I can't physically watch it myself, then how am I supposed to allow you to watch it? I don't know. Let me know. What speed do you think Speedbuild should be sped up to? This is done at 3 times. I have seen people do it up to like 7 times, and to be fair, I switched off because it was too much, and I was missing things, and you can't understand, you can't see what's going on into there. So this is only done at 3 times. I think the max I've done is 4, which was just about bearable for me, I've got to be fair. But again, do let me know. But back to this build, we are doing a sort of car parking area. So it only has a few spaces in, but you kind of get the idea and the gist of what's going on over here as well. So lots of cracks in the floor, in the walls, in the roof. This is not the place you want to stay in. I've got to be fair, this is a grungy, dirty, messy, seedy hotel, which I think fits perfectly with the description that we had to build from. So that's what we're doing in here. And I'm trying to click on certain things and you just can't see them into there. But I thought, well, if it's going to be a seedy motel, they're going to try and get as much money from you as you possibly can. So I thought we'd put in the little pay sort of kiosk for the parking, so you actually have to pay extra to park, which I thought was a nice little bit because there's also only 5 bays and we have 9 bedrooms in this place, 3 on the ground floor, and then I think 6 upstairs we do. But we do also have like an owner's kind of management, sort of a larger room that I thought they could have up there. So it's a little bit different upstairs into there, but you'll see all of that later on. If there is a weird buzzing going on in the background, I do apologise. It is boiling hot here in the UK, and I have literally just got in from working outside in it and I'm roasting. So I have a small little fan on. It's not the best little aircon sort of cooling fan, but it does, at least it does something to help. But it can be a little bit noisy, so I do apologise. It was just too hot that I couldn't switch it off into there. Right, so you can sort of see we have some of the doors in. These big planters actually do change. I kind of had a couple of seconds where I looked at it at the end and thought, you know what, I don't really like them. So I changed those out to be just grass, and we kind of put like a little bit more of a fence in. You'll see that at the screenshots at the end. But just wanted some overgrown pots around these little sort of trees. I thought they might have tried to make it look a little bit nicer with some trees in, and it's not really going so well. So I fancy putting some of those into here. This build, I've got to be honest, is kind of a little bit of a mishmash. Again, I feel like I'm doing that a lot recently. When I do houses, I have a set plan of like the route that I go through any build. But community lots, I'm kind of a bit all over the place. I don't really know. I don't tend to do that many of them, which I think might be the problem, that I'm just kind of a bit like, oh, I don't know what to do, how to do, where to do, those sorts of things. So I feel like maybe I should do a few more of them. We do also have the new collection of Magnolia Promenade. We'll get to those. I feel like doing maybe an every other build for those. So we do like the last one where we had the corner shops. If you haven't checked that out, do check that out. I will pop a card up in the top corner if I remember into there and there, so you can watch that one as well. But then I feel like doing this one, and then maybe we'll go back next week and do another build in there. I have lots of ideas, but nothing sort of concrete that I really want to get in up there. So if you do have any suggestions for what we could get in Magnolia Promenade, then do let me know. Obviously the corner shops had a bookshop, a flower plant shop, and a bubbles tea in there, so you've kind of got lots of different uses in there. I feel like maybe a fast food restaurant could be a sort of something we could do in there, but as I say, no concrete ideas at the moment. Now we're jumping into the first of the bedrooms, sort of rooms that you can rent in here. This is the only one I show. Some of them are just carbon copies, so I literally just do one here and then sort of copy them over. Others I do change up, so I think there's like 3, maybe 4 different kind of rooms in here of different sort of configurations, but all of them have double beds in. They do also have a dresser and a microwave and things like that in as well, so I thought that would be sort of your standard sort of things that you would get in a room like this, maybe in like a little hotel room or something into here. in there, but obviously in a very sort of seedy, sort of broken way. Now the basement kit that we got a couple of months ago, whatever now, that also came in really useful for this build. There is lots of stuff in here that I did use, the lamps, the chairs, lots of pieces like that as well. So sort of getting lots of bits and pieces in for there. Obviously just lots of clutter. Some of the rooms look like they are maybe long-term sort of rentals, like someone's living there. Others maybe it's just somebody who comes in for the night or for the hour, who knows, into there. But all of the bathrooms are also exactly the same. The rooms are the same size, the same layout throughout, so it's a nice easy one to do into here. But just grabbing lots of clutter and just making it very messy and dirty and grimy and things like that, which I thought works really well for this sort of build. Into here and trying to find the one that actually stands up on any counter. There we go. So a nice little bottle, maybe you could enjoy a drink in here. It's one of those places that maybe they would sell it under the counter sort of thing into there. And a nice little chair. Nice is probably a wrong word, but a chair in there as well for you. And then I'm trying to find furniture that kind of matches but doesn't really match, and that was a thought in my head. I didn't want everything sort of all to be exactly the same into here. So we also have the dresser there, and then a rug just thrown down in here as well. This one looks quite actually a nice rug from Growing Together, and then we kind of get a little bit more grungy and a little bit of scratch work and cracks and water stains, and yeah, there is lots of stuff that we get in here just to make this all rather disgusting that we have into here. And then I feel like all of these sort of hotels that you go to, maybe it's a budget hotel, or like always have a big bit of artwork that's like standard, like they buy it in bulk and that's why it's really cheap. So I thought we'll have that, and we've actually got that picture in all of them. It's from Dine Out, I do believe. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments about any of this, but yeah, it's in basically all of the rooms. There is one of the bedrooms that is kind of like undergoing sort of maintenance. It's kind of all broken down and it has lots of bits and pieces in that's kind of a little bit in there, so you'll see that in the screenshots. I do think I popped that in there in the end, so do check that one out as well. And then yeah, just sort of standard clutter to go in a bathroom, nothing too major. We do have this little shelf above because there wasn't that much room on the counter, and then realizing I need to put them all in the right place where I want them. Yeah. Okay, so that's that one done, and a few last little bits and pieces, and then this bathroom is done. And as I say, I do just sort of copy and paste this into all of them, so we kind of can get all of the bathrooms done relatively quickly into here. There, and then yeah, you can sort of see I've done a little bit more on the outside as well, so but I feel like doing the outside facade was all sort of what we needed to do. So lots of, again, cracks and marks and yeah, just general grunginess into there. But do let me know in the comments what you think, if you like it, if you don't like it. I'm always interested to know what you think, what you are liking as well, and what you want to see more of. So the roof here was a little bit strange. So it's a big overhang. Most of it goes, I think it's one over, sort of all of the edges, and then because you have that kind of front sort of outward walking area, it covers all of that as well. So it does kind of fit quite nicely into here. Lots of sort of signage to sort of say, come and check me out, in there as well. So we have lots of signs throughout the whole build. I feel like there's quite a few dotted around. I think there's 4. One's broken. I think the other one is down on the ground, and there's 2 on the roof. In there because, you know, why not? Why not? So yeah, more decals, more bits and pieces where we just get a few cracks and a few bits and pieces in, and then this is where we kind of go a little bit all out in here. The roof may not be structurally secure, but yeah, it works, it looks good into there. Now this is the decal from the basement kit. Some of them I'm not particularly sure if they even exist. I've got to be fair, I couldn't really see it on any kind of flooring, so yeah, it was a little bit of a strange one, but in places it works, in places it just really doesn't. But I feel like we could have a little bit of a pool at the back. We kind of have this little weird sort of section around here, so I feel like we could do all of that. I've continued the fence along, so it's a little bit more of a private kind of area, but don't expect too much privacy in this build. There are cameras in places all the way around as well, and then we get out the pizza slice lounger, and we do go for the Hawaiian with pineapple on a pizza, which no, do not put pineapple on a pizza. It just does not go whatsoever. But I feel like we can have like a little bit of barbecue area around here, so kind of a chill out kind of pool area into there. As I say, I have cut out a lot of this build because it was just way too long. But this is now like the reception area, so using lots of pieces from Get to Work, which I fit quite nicely into here. So there's lots of sort of filing cabinets and things like that in here as well, just to kind of make that work. And this is kind of like a bit of a divide, sort of like you can't get to like any closer sort of than that as well. So that's what we've got going on in here. As I say, lots of filing cabinets for information about guests or anything like that into here, and anything else that the business owners may wish to get up to in here, but you'll see that later. Alright, so yeah, just general clutter that we get out. There's lots of sort of bits and pieces that we just try and fill out some spaces with. So this is a little cabinet here, and then the magazine rack. Now the magazine rack, it comes in 3 different colour swatches. However, the magazines are identical, so you can only really have like one of them because they just look the same, and it's just like, I think the frame you have like a white, a black and a grey, I believe, which didn't really work too well in there. But yeah, I'm actually liking this sort of flooring for in here as well. We kind of get this in a lot of the sort of backstage areas, like sort of lino kind of flooring which has like different colour flecks in it, and then just loads of sort of watermarks, stains and things like that, just again to add that level of disgusting grunge to the whole thing. And just trying to clutter up the desk and hope that we've got things in the right places. Yeah, into there. Right, and trying to find these sweets. Oh, you do not want to know how many packs I've scrolled through of absolutely everything before I realised that they came with paranormal. And for some reason I had it in my head that we had them a lot longer than paranormal, but then paranormal has been out a good few years now, so should really have thought about that one, but you know, this is me we're talking about. When do I ever know anything about where things are? So yeah, we're just adding some more little boxes, more sort of junk stored everywhere. And then this little door here leads through to the sort of staff area, like staff lockers and things like that. I feel like they kind of have their own private space into here. Just to sort of put their coats and their bags and things like that, and just sort of general storage as well. But you're not going to see any of that because we're going to jump straight ahead to do the sort of kitchen. So this is also a restaurant and a bar. So it can actually be used as 3 different lots. So you've got a restaurant, a bar, and a pool. In there, obviously, we don't have hotels or anything like that available in game at the moment, which is a bit of a shame because this would have been perfect to do as an actual sort of working cheap hotel. I hope it's one of the packs I hope we do get with this game, but I don't know, it's something we might have to wait a little while for. But yes, using the sort of, I'm not entirely sure what they're officially used for, but they kind of look like big air conditioning sort of vents, like big fans that I thought would work quite nicely in the back here of this kitchen. So we've kind of scaled them down and raised them up, and they like suck out all of the fumes and the air and things when you're cooking. And I thought that would be a nice touch to get into here. And then why not have the little ghost snowball sort of thing on the chain into there as a nice little touch. Maybe somebody has left it in the restaurant and they've kind of taken it on as a little mascot. Thought that might work quite nicely. Fire extinguishers, always needed in a commercial kitchen. Into there, and then coming out onto the outside. Now I do have a bit of a confession. I have not play tested this at the moment, so some things may not work, and I'm particularly looking at this bar. I think everything else barring the bar might work. So this bar, it's too tall for a small wall height, and I only realised probably in about 2 minutes time when I popped upstairs and then saw that things were popping through the floor. So to get rid of that, I have had to get a little bit creative with the flooring. So there is actually a platform down behind this bar. The bar is on the lower level. The bar chairs, you can see it here, the bar chairs are on the top level. So how the bar would work, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Obviously you can't sit at the bar to have your drinks because obviously you can't get there now, but it does also give us the opportunity that I have 5 bar stools, which looks a little bit better and a little bit more crowded rather than the sort of 4 evenly spaced kind of ones that we would normally get into here. But yeah, I don't know, it just I don't know why they are so tall. I don't know, we just had to do what I had to do, and so they're slightly lower down into there. I have also placed the host station inside the bar back here as well, so it kind of fits in a little bit better and more useful into there as well. So this is the owner's sort of manager's suite sort of thing, or night shift or something like that. It's a slightly bigger one because it has its own sort of separate bedroom rather than being an all-in-one kind of room. So we get that into here, and we've kind of gone for this sort of really light sort of colouring of the furniture, but it doesn't really stay, it changes. It doesn't change, but we try to add as much sort of colour, and I'm gonna say it again, grunge and dirt and grime. They're the words for today's video that we've got going in here. So we've got some big water stains coming down, lots of sort of old pictures here, maybe of family that you've left behind or forgotten or something like that, little keepsakes, and then lots of sort of posters and graffiti and things in there as well, but it all slowly comes together quite well. I love this mirror from Werewolves because it's kind of a broken sort of look, and I never get to use it, and I feel like I've used a lot of items that I wouldn't normally use, which I think is a good thing because I don't tend to use them, and I don't sort of know them in game because I never build with them because it's not really my style, but I thought like today's build was going to be a perfect one to do that. So this is the little kitchen kind of area into here. So we have a, I think we actually end up getting rid of the sink, and you have to use the one in the bathroom. There wasn't really room for it because it's such a small little nook. I tried, and because the way I had to smoosh the counters together, it just wasn't going to work. So you do have to take your plates to the bathroom, but let's be fair, this is The Sims 4. Your Sims are always going to take their plates and their stuff to the bathroom to wash up. So yeah, I'm not doing anything that the game doesn't already do. Into here, just some level of clutter. Nothing sort of too major. I didn't go all out with this, but yeah, just the odd amount here and there that we try and get in to here. And we did also get some cat food and a cat bowl up here, but I haven't got any litter or anything like that, so maybe it's like a feral cat that they're kind of feeding or something like that. I feel like that's something that you can maybe do. Maybe I should have put a litter tray in somewhere in this build, but I really don't know where or how you would sort of do that. But I feel like maybe you would have like a wild sort of cat that's maybe been abandoned somewhere and they're just sort of feeding it to kind of keep it maybe here. Maybe it's here to catch the mice or something, because a few of the rooms do have a few little traps out for them, so they are obviously a little bit of a problem into here. But yeah, this one has its own sort of TV. I do actually place TVs in all of the bedrooms. They're either on the wall, or I do believe some of them might be on a dresser into there, so you can sort of lounge in bed now and watch TV and things like that. Or some of them you can see them from the chairs that have room as well into here. Now this is another thing that I don't know is going to work. I did scale down this punching bag, and it is pushed against the wall. I really just wanted something in this corner that kind of fitted. I was having a look at like games tables and I was like, no, that doesn't really work. Like the big fish tanks, they're all too clean, all too modern, so they didn't really work. Then I thought about like an easel or something, and it just didn't fit the vibe that I was going for with this, so I thought would kind of have like an old punching bag in here that they've kind of kept, maybe that from a gym or something like that, into there. But this is kind of the secret surveillance kind of room that we get in on, so you can sort of see there's stuff poking through the floor which we kind of cover up into here. But yeah, we just get this in, and a few sort of posters, a bit of a secret session that this person has, listening maybe to all of the guests, maybe to outside forces, shall we say, into here as well. But as I say, there is a lot of Strangerville in this build. It may actually fit in Strangerville. I wasn't really sure. I kind of built it in Oasis Springs, so that's kind of where it's based, but it might work. We'll have to see into there. But yeah, a couple of screens in here, lots of different information and all those kind of things. A little clock above the door. Now this also shares a sort of little corridor with the maintenance kind of room. I actually do that off screen. There is a couple of rooms that I do off of there, basically because they were like the last rooms and I was like, I don't know really what to do with these. So yeah, I think one of them was a room downstairs that was kind of in between the sort of reception area and the staff room. There was kind of an odd little space, and then this one up here as well, which we eventually change into, as I say, the maintenance kind of junk storage kind of room that I feel like every kind of hotel kind of complex always has a bit of spares, always has lots of boxes of things like that. But I thought this area here is a nice little laundry room, so You have lots of sort of bits and pieces. You have some amazing food that you can buy to pop in your microwave for your dinners if you don't want to eat downstairs. Kind of some books, and then sort of laundry stuff in here as well. Just again, another sort of room that kind of fits with this sort of vibe that we're getting in here. But we are very close to the end of this video, so if you have liked it and want to see more of it, then please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You would all mean so very, very much to me into there. But you can also find me on many sort of social medias. So I'm over on Twitch, where I stream 3 times a week. I'm over there at MissKinghornBuilds, the same as here on YouTube. There's also my Discord, which is the MKB Build Center. But don't worry, you don't have to be a builder to join. Anybody and everybody is welcome in there. There is also my Twitter, where I'm over at MissKinghorn. All of the links to all of those are down in the description, so do check those out as well. And this build is now up on the gallery as well, called Spring Motel, so you can download that and check that out as well. But as I say, Ninsa is going to be touring it on her channel on the 2nd of July, so do check that one out too. And if you've not followed her over on Twitch, then please do. I will also drop her Twitch and Twitter down in the description below as well, so you can find them over there. And yeah, maybe you will also build something for this challenge. If you do, let me know. I always like to see your builds, whether that be in The Sims or in Planet Zoo or in anything at all. Do tag me in them and we'll have a look. But yes, as I say, this room is nearly all done, so it's time for the screenshots. So for that, I will say farewell. Until next time, have a good day. Alright, bye everyone!